Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Julie, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. I'll be joined by Ron Cook in just a matter of moments. Give us a call, 412-575-2600. We're obviously going to be talking about the Buccos and Chris Archer, who I thought was impressive today during his press conference with the media. He said all the right things. This kid is polished. You know, if he pitches as good as he conducted the interview, this guy's going to be pretty amazing in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, he had their reputation coming up here from Tampa. They're great in the community. The people down there talked about how sad they are that he's leaving. Hopefully he'll pitch like that, but he has a reputation of being smart. He put on the Antonio Brown jersey, which you know, has got to warm the hearts of Pittsburghers. Talked about Andrew McCutchen. He doesn't want to wear 22 because it should be retired in honor of McCutchen. He just said all the right things, as you said. One thing to win a press conference, though, another thing to go out Friday night and beat the Cardinals. We'll see how he does. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure they're going to get a big crowd there. He's 1-0 so far. Like you said, he won the press conference. Now he's got to win a game. And Neil Huntington actually wanted him to start tonight's game. I wish he would have, because Nick Kingham got absolutely demolished in this game. Didn't even make it out of the, well, made it out of the first for him. 50 pitches, 4 runs. It was a comedy of errors pretty much in this game today. Throwing errors, base running errors. It just was a bad game for the Pirates. So I wish Chris Archer made it here in time so he could have started tonight's game. I mean, this is a team that they needed to beat to really catch them in the standings right now in the Central Division. But, you know, Neil Huntington wanted him to start. He couldn't get here in time. I think he's going to do pretty well on Friday. I think he has the right makeup. I think he has the right mentality. And he also said about McCutchen that, like you mentioned, he didn't want to wear 22, but he is wearing 24, which is Bonds' number. McCutchen did tweet.
I think Pedro wore it.
Oh yeah, Pedro, that's right, and Glasnow.
Yeah, so, you know what? I'm looking forward to him pitch. It's a shame, Kingham tonight. You thought maybe he'd go out and say, "Hey, I know I'm going to be the guy that's going to be out of this rotation for Archer," and he will be. You know, like, let me show what they're going to be missing. And he was awful. Some bad defense didn't help. Sean Rodriguez booted a ball at second base. Kingham himself had a guy trapped between second and third. He threw it away. 2 errors in the first inning, 2 unearned runs, 51 pitches. Then they bring in Brault, who just has no clue where the ball's going. He walked 5 guys, and I noticed, Rich, in the third inning, he hit 49 pitches. Kingham hit 51, so they were 100 pitches into the game with 2 outs in the third inning. So when you pitch bad, you look bad. They played some great baseball. Tonight wasn't one of them, but it only counts as 1 loss. And now take a day off tomorrow, come back and try to beat St. Louis, because this split with Chicago doesn't really help you. You're 7 games back. I don't think they catch the Cubs in the division, but the wild card is very much up for grabs. Yeah, they got to catch the Cubs and the Brewers. Both are tied at the top of the division, and that's going to be hard to do. But I think they could catch, one of these teams. They'd have to catch Arizona right now, or L.A. or Colorado, right, who's ahead in the wild card. And I think that can happen. I think they can get in the mix, and we'll see where it goes from here. Keone Kela won't be here until tomorrow. He's supposed to be available Friday. It's a bad look he wasn't there tonight, as far as I'm concerned. That trade happened Monday night. Okay, I'm going to give him Tuesday. Kingham was traded yesterday. He made it to Tampa today and started tonight. Actually had 3 innings, 1 run. I think he only had 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Glasnow I'm talking about. Akella should have been there tonight. They're playing the Cubs, a team they're chasing. Show a little desire for your new team. Now, he didn't violate any rules. They have 72 hours to report. But I thought it was a bad look, him taking the 3rd day to get here. So Chris Archer and his family are Steelers fans. He picked up an Antonio Brown jersey at the airport. I think he really won over the fan base. It was impressive, and I can't speak enough on how he conducted the press conference today. I mean, that's just really what caught my attention. One other thing from the game, Rich, a couple scary moments. Francisco Cervelli got hit in the head with a bat again on a follow-through. I don't know. Why does this keep happening to him? Is he too close? He stayed in the game, and then like an inning or two later, the home plate umpire took a shot off his mask and was staggering. And like Cervelli bear hugged him to keep him from falling down. It was really a nice moment until the medical people got there. The guy tried to stay in the game. He left like a batter later. He took a shot off his mask, and Google it to see Cervelli literally hugging him to hold him up because he was going to fall. And I worry about Cervelli again. The follow through on the bat hit him in the side of the head. He stayed in, but you worry about him with his history.
Yeah, with concussions.
Why does it keep happening?
Yeah,
now?
I was thinking the same thing too, Ron, when I saw that today. So that game isn't even over yet, or just ended. It was 9-2 in the 9th inning, so it was a long game. It took forever, it seemed like it. And the Buccos lost. I haven't seen if it was a final yet because I don't have it on here. But it was close to being a final. I know that. It was 9-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Pirates had a couple guys on. So we're also going to be talking about the Steelers when we come back, and the Ruth Chris Sizzle and Shot. We got another one for you. Guys are just getting hole-in-ones left and right, and I still don't have one, Ron. Maybe.
And you play like 9 times
I haven't
a week.
played actually in 10 days.
Oh, I don't believe it.
I know. I got a big tournament this weekend.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
You better get out and practice.
I do.
Your game.
I'm going to practice. I've been up at camp doing now the Pirates. All kind of breaking news happening here the last couple weeks.
That's why they pay you the big bucks.
All right. We got to take a break. Back in a couple minutes.